Oh no, these folks probably wouldn't care about having film grain or think that it would look bad. I'm like, I don't know. Looks pretty good.
Why do you like film grain so much? Because you talked about me using it like for this stuff.
I mean, because it has a certain aesthetic to it. Like, I mean that's where the internet has been for a while. Like, I don't know, you got to have the aesthetic, but film grain just has a different style of class to it. It makes something feel kind of real and gritty in a way that the super clean like digital photos don't. Kind of going back to your Polaroid photos or the stuff that came out of like your parents' Canon AE1 way back.
My parents didn't have a Canon AE1.
Everybody had a Canon AE1 back in the day.
Okay.
So yeah,
We went to Dollar Tree and we got the disposable deals
disposables.
off the rack.
Yeah, but
Zit, click.
yeah, but this that's the '90s. We're talking about the '80s. Everybody had one. Somebody had one taking pictures of everybody at the party. Oh, that's a nice camera you got there. Got developed, and at the time, nobody cares that the ISO was too high. Nobody knows how to work a professional camera. But now that it's 2020, and all these kids are looking back at old photos, or younger millennials and old Zoomers looking at all these photos of and photo albums, and they got all this film grain and the film's all expired, but who knew that back in the day? And so it's like, yo, this looks really dope, so this is what we're going to do now. It's kind of one of those everything old is new again. Anyway, I think that it would look cool if you tried it out, but I don't know how it would come in. Everybody wants this like super nice production that you have here.
Okay, first of all, you are responsible for like 98% of this.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
the dude making a thing.
Yeah,
You are
man.
the person that came to me in my apartment and says, "Yo, RJ, we got to do something about some lighting. We got to do something about some sound. There's a better way to do this." Oh yeah, take this 24 mil off and put this 50 mil on, and you're talking algebra to me.
No, and it's so funny, like, because
Because so like the super clean look is you.
I mean, but like, yes, it is, but I'm just trying to do this whole time, like, other than whenever you start to get like a small little come up, uh, when you first started doing this, like, hey, I got a cell phone camera, I'm doing this on a step mill, right? Then you transition from the step mill to a corner of your room, and now you have a whole new room to do it. And every little step of the way, like, I was like, hey, I didn't make your channel. You made your channel. You showed up every day. I can barely string two sentences together, but I do know that I like how certain things look. And if you borrow a light here, here's a $80 lens here. I will loan you a camera for this.
I feel
we
like there's
we
like
can we can make something that looks good, right?
there's like 8 camera bodies in here now.
Yeah.
Like legitimately like 8.
And you know what? I took two of mine home. This studio that we're shooting in, this room that you have right now only has 8 camera bodies in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Still got to organize that shelf over there and organize the closet. I'm not looking forward to that.
No, it's gonna be no. When you do it, it's gonna
Wires
be,
on the ground
it's gonna
everywhere.
be so nice. We're gonna pull everything out. We're gonna post it to r slash surprisingly calming or whatever that Reddit board is, and you'll be able to find all your stuff. And every time you bring in a local celebrity to your home studio, they're gonna be like, "Oh man, you see, it has all this equipment. I haven't seen it. It's like a news station in here." I'm so happy for you.
I look, man. I spend most of my time in front of an editor.
You spend most of your time in front of an editor. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the whole thing.
You're also the person that goes in there and is like, "Yo, man, can we color grade this, please? Can we do that?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
of course.
you just-
I mean,
just put-
yes, of course I do that.
So put this filter on over the top every time so it looks cleaner." Also, you're wrong to not like this green paint in your studio. It looks good on your skin. That's all you.
Yeah, because it does look good on your skin. I'm on there I'm on there creating the look for it, and it's like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and boost this, make it look like it's a
See, and I'm trying to blot it out.
blockbuster poster. I said, oh, how much orange and teal can we pump into this right now?
So somebody in there just got real tight because you said orange. Not me, but somebody.
Whatever, let him. I don't care. Come fight me. Come to the studio and let's talk about it.
Please don't.
Burnt orange, high orange, whatever the. I'm here for Oklahoma State and Texas and Oregon State and Syracuse.
Tennessee.
We all have standards, right?
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. No, Tennessee.
So you Michael Orr's mom now?
Whatever. Pat Summitt died, so Tennessee's dumb to me.
There's a take.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got no reason to support it now.
I was fascinated with your opinion on film grain if for no other reason than probably going to try it at some point because it's a thing that you like, and usually at some point I end up liking the things that you like. It might take me 10 years, but I get there. So you'll be like, hey, I told you to do a thing, and then I'll be like, I want to do that thing. You're like, yeah, I told you to do that 3 years ago. Oh yeah.
I do that a lot. I'm gonna start catching myself on that. But yeah, no, I definitely told you that a few years ago that, hey, have you thought about saying these things, moving this camera? I'm only the looks guy. Only every now and then will I say something like, I told you Jimmy Garoppolo would be good. But that's just me being like a dad. Like that's don't ignore me whenever I say stuff like that.
No, but all right. Would it be fair to say? Okay, this is all. I almost feel bad bringing this up because people are gonna be like, "Did this dude just call himself?" No, I did not. I'm just trying to think of a way to say this.
Drag him.
Dave Chappelle, Neil Brennan.
Dave Chappelle, Neil Brennan.
You be Neil Brennan. I'm Dave Chappelle.
Neil Brennan?
No. Okay.
I'm thinking of probably another dude.
Comic.
Okay, cool. No, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Chappelle Show. Mm-hmm. Better not bring your kids.
Yeah, no, I was thinking there's this indie filmmaker named Neil, I think it's Neil Brennan, who makes just the wildest stuff that you ever said. So I was surprised that you're about to give me a bad movie deep cut, but no, you're talking about comedy. That's fine.
You do so love those.
Yeah, no, I do love a good bad movie.
Oh. And you bring up film grain, right? Because like I watched The Gentleman. I feel like it's safe to talk about now. Because if you haven't seen it, you're probably not going to see it for some time. If you saw it the day it came out, or you've seen it twice like me, because I'm just me, then you're with me on all of this. But then again, I am a Guy Ritchie fanboy only as it pertains to stuff that he wrote. Original screenplays.
So we're talking about like what?
Lock,
Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, Go, Rock and Roller, Snatch. Did he write King Arthur? Does that count if he wrote King Arthur?
It doesn't count.
Okay.
It doesn't count. But you know what? It gave Charlie Hunnam a way to get into The Gentleman. So we'll let it stand.
I have opinions about Charlie Hunnam.
Yes, but you haven't seen The Gentleman. So
I haven't, but I've seen other things that Charlie Hunnam is in.
Sons of Anarchy.
I'm not going to hold it.
Gypsy Danger.
I'm not going to
Pacific Rim.
Charlie Hunnam is just not. Charlie Hunnam.
What do you got against Australians? It's on fire, you know.
Oh no! Give me a Margot Robbie or a
Russell Crowe,
Hugh Jackman any day. So like it's fine.
Huge Jackman. Stupid.
So like Charlie Hunnam to me is in the same class, or hold him in the same regard as Jimmy Smits, you know, from whatever cop show and TV's Kane. Is that Jimmy Smits to me is the number one indicator that a movie is not going to be good, or any sort of property is not going to be good.
Jimmy Smits on NYPD.
That's the one. Yeah,
okay.
You know.
First of all, I love Price of Glory, so take it back.
I'm not, but the things that he's in generally aren't very good. Charlie Hunnam is approaching that level. He is the worst part of everything that he is in.
Wow.
Yep. He is the worst part. I'm not saying that he's bad. He's simply the worst part of everything that he's in.
Charlie Hunnam downloads the RJ Young podcast, and I'm going to need you to apologize to him so we can keep his listenership.
Okay, cool. Charlie Hunnam, I apologize. I mean it. There you go. Is that good? Clip it.
Post it to social.
Yeah, there you go. Get it out there.
Oh my God. That might be the thing that drives me nuttier than most things is people calling anything that is not anything that they use on the internet is social.
Yeah, that does get me.
It's
Like
so
that gets
social
me too.
media, and I'm like, wait a second. So you got a Facebook page, so now everything is social media.
No,
What else? What
no,
else
no, no.
do you use?
It's not social media. It's social.
Right, wait. What else do you use on the internet, sir?
You know, there's
you-
so many things
you
that
know,
you could use, but it's like no, it's LinkedIn and Facebook, and then sometimes
LinkedIn.
I have my intern help me out on the Instagram. I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah, you got all your social.
I got suspended from my Twitter account.
Did you really?
Not me. No,
Oh,
them.
okay.
Them. They did. They did.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
Or somebody hacked it,
This
and I
is a
can't get into
monumental occasion.
Please. I am a terribly good actor on all of the socials. All of them.
Good. I'm glad.
There's no profanity. There's no pedophilia. There's no pornography. The bar's so low.
Yeah, you just, after that first one, which I'm like, I mean, fine. You hit 2 heavy hitters
Right.
in a row. Like, yeah, I guess if you're not doing those 2 things,
So that's-
have at it.
So I think I told you this story, but I don't think I told them this story. YouTube reached out to me last year around this time because the channel was doing very well and they had noticed. They're like, so it's growing pretty quick, and we just want to say that 1, you're doing a great job. 2, at this difficult time for YouTube as we are navigating new hurdles, it's nice to see a really great actor, and we want to help you. Which is basically they want to give me some more best practices stuff. Yeah, but like I was like, so what do you mean good actor? Like I yell, I get all kinds of mad and whatnot. It's like no profanity. Although you can be profane, we're fine. It's just we might demonetize some of those words, which I get, right? But also pedophilia, children playing in feces,
Yeah, those 2 are bad.
right? Like radical political ideals.
I mean, you could do better in that regard.
But
You could have a few more of those.
but my goodness, like the stuff they were listing off, I was like, I don't even want to know about any of that stuff. Like
that is so much. That's so much of what YouTube is.
Right.
If you want to have eyes, yeah, go ahead and be radical and have wildly questionable kids do wildly questionable things and curse a lot. There you go. That's the. Anyway, so you're a model internet citizen.
right, which is basically to say that I guess I'm pretty lame in that regard.
I don't know. Your mama likes you. These people listening and or watching, they like you. So to speak.
Oh, they're not gonna like this one though, because this one ain't got any like news nuggets or nothing. This is 2 dudes talking.
Yo, I'm sorry to hear that. That
Wait, you wanted news? Is that what you wanted?
I mean.
I have news to give you, but none that I think you want.
No, man, go ahead and put in the blank high speed tape, hit record, go make sure you get your 5:30 ESPN or CNN or Fox News or whatever. And you can go ahead and listen to that in the background. This is once a week. RJ decides to have, I mean, whether it's a good idea or not, I can't be the judge of that. Decides to have a person that he cares about and says, hey, you want to chop it up for an hour? And like, yeah, it's Sunday. I will come from brunch, and we will split my leftover queso fries and talk about whatever. He's the facts guy, and I have 0 facts. I want to back this up for a second because I just want to. I need to be clear about this. So you watched The Gentleman and you liked it, right? I'm gonna ask you. Like, I want you to talk about it more, but I have a thing I'm trying to figure out.
I gave it like a B to B minus. So yes, I liked it, but it ain't the best thing I've ever seen.
Okay, so
or the best thing from him I've ever
it's
seen.
slightly better than It's a Movie.
Yes.
And I don't want to aggravate any of our Australian listeners. So Charlie Hunnam wasn't.
I mean,
the
Margaret Thatcher
worst.
might have something to say about it. But
Wasn't the worst part of the movie.
no,
Okay, cool.
no, not to me. But
All right, cool.
that's
I'm
the
just-
worst part of the movie was Matthew McConaughey, which is
you
real bad
did
because
say that.
he's the tent pole.
Yeah, well, we are now in the late reconnaissance heading into.
Are we? Because every time I think that we are supposed to be there, he drops a Dallas Buyers Club on us.
I mean, well, Dallas Buyers Club was already in the mix whenever he was doing True Detective.
Oh, I should say Mud. Did you see Mud?
I did see Mud.
Okay.
So yeah, all that stuff.
Or Gold.
or was it Killer Joe?
Did you see Gold?
Gold. I don't think I saw that one.
It's
Is that the
good.
one where
It's good.
doesn't matter.
It's good.
So yeah, that might be coming to an end. If he drops another truly awesome piece, I'll jump right back on the bandwagon. But yeah, so you told me that, Matthew. So talk at me about The Gentleman. Spoilers, right?
Yes, very much
Yes?
so. Very much
Okay.
so. So stop the tape.
So we will pause for, okay, and then go.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna do the read right quick, and then we'll get to the spoilers on The Gentleman. So,
it's like you making
stay
money
here for
right
this
now?
Read. What?
Is that what that is? You making money right now?
Yeah, I'm making money right now.
Okay.
Right, watch out.
Watch out there now.
I'm RJ Young. I spent my first 32 years of existence as your typical millennial snowflake. Sometimes I was so low on energy that I would catch myself nodding off during the middle of the show. My show, this show, that show, 9 to 11, and the YouTube stuff. It got real bad. I bought a Prius. I needed help, so I got it. Now I am a full-blown alpha male. The experience has been utterly transformative.
Transformative.
That's the word. Transformative,
That
not
checks out.
morphative. Transformative. Yeah. Big word. I am growing hair in places I didn't think was possible. Last night was a full moon, and I actually sprouted claws, fangs, and a tail. I woke up this morning in the middle of a field surrounded by animal bones and tufts of fur. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I am sure it was awesome. Thanks, Generic Men's Health Establishment, for turning this lamb into a lion.
Yeah, I have noticed that you've changed lately because I remember that you would always used to suggest to me these nonsense NPR podcasts and trying to get me to eat vegan, and I'm so glad, and like your handshakes crushing lately. You've been crushing it lately in the handshake game. So I'm glad that you made the change to the transformative power of that ad.
I walk around with the gripper,
Uh-huh.
and they think I'm using it for something else, but I'm not. I'm using it for the handshakes. Mm-hmm. It helps with the other thing, but I'm gonna use it for the handshakes. That's what the topical reference is.
Yeah.
Right.
Out here crushing door handles.
Hey, look. When I pull it in tight, I pull it in tight. Okay, and we could do the hip out thing if we need to.
Uh-huh.
But I really like just bringing it in. You get the flex seal in there. See the flex seal, right?
Hit him with the Flex Seal.
Right. No.
Floating on screen doors and whatnot.
Shout out to my man Mayberry, who came up with the fake read.
I do enjoy a good Mayberry read.
Yeah. So he's going to get a
Dude
few
is
more coming.
solid.
He's got a car salesman one coming. I'm excited about it.
Okay.
No. Anyway, so gentlemen, the plot is weed in Britain. Okay, weed in Britain today,
Right.
which is not really where I would begin my story, but is cool in that Matthew McConaughey is your typical trailer trash Rhodes Scholar.
Okay.
Yeah, there's little Mickey, little Michael is in a trailer, and he's reading this Rhodes Scholar. Hey, we'd like to what is it? University of Oxford University, one of those two. Anyway,
Oxford A&M.
right? He Oxford Tech,
Oxford A&T.
Southwestern Oxford State. AKA Central Oxford. Once Central State, now we're just Central Oxford. Oxford University. Shout out Suffolk in Boston, because I know that's the same thing.
Shout out Suffolk.
In Cambridge.
Also, shout out Suffolk because we're also in England too, right? Yeah.
Is it?
Shout out Cambridge and Suffolk and
Right.
Leeds and
Brighton Hove Albion.
Cheshire and Brixton and
Brexit.
North London.
No, that's a
and-
thing. That's not a place. Brexit, the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened.
Did that happen?
That happened.
It happened?
Yeah.
Okay. Has the world fallen apart?
Whatever, we're in America. Nothing matters. Nothing matters besides right here.
Man. So I especially liked really the coach, which has something to do with the plot, but not a lot, because Colin Farrell got an opportunity to wear a tracksuit that's a little too tight and be pudgy in it, and be a boxing coach savant who trained a bunch of kids that can really, really fight, that are nicknamed the Toddlers, who will break into your establishment and GoPro film it while they're beating you up. So, among other things. But if
a cast of characters, like, okay, if there's anything that I
it's
enjoy
Guy Ritchie.
about a Guy Ritchie film is that everybody showed up, and there's a 1,000-page backstory for everybody that's getting there, right? Everybody you see on screen, life well lived.
But also, you brought up film grain.
Uh-huh.
This is where Hugh Grant is having the time of his life, because my man wrote a screenplay based around this screenplay. But he's talking about film grain and how we're gonna do it, like it back in the 70s, and talking about Coppola sneaking in a movie in between Godfather 1 and Godfather 2, and
Hugh Grant saying that, or the character in this movie saying that. I'm just
Hugh
being
Grant
clear.
is the character in this movie saying that.
Okay, cool. Just a second. No, he gets it.
And Charlie Hunnam is a well-to-do, very good number one for Mickey. It's just good. It's good if you like Guy Ritchie. It's good if you like gangster tales. It's good if you like a bit of fun.
Okay.
If you don't like fun, you don't want to see somebody projectile vomit. You don't want to actually see someone get shot in the face with a Derringer.
Yeah, here's the thing, like, so,
A gold-plated Derringer
like,
with an inscription on it.
the only movie that I want to see Guy Ritchie make that isn't a rough and tumble, seedy British gangster film is I'd love for him to do a Constantine movie. I saw what he did with King Arthur. It wasn't good, but it had promise. So
It was good when it went away from the story.
yeah, I mean,
When it was Guy Ritchie doing Guy Ritchie stuff, it was good.
you didn't
like Sherlock either?
I actually kind of argue that it was kind of the opposite. So like, okay, for this take on this old movie, but
It's like 2014.
So
or
King
something.
Arthur is like two movies. So it's like a really well shot, slow movie of Arthurian legend, you've watched and read about. And then about, I don't know, 30 minutes of the movie, it turns into a straight up just Guy Ritchie film. Just like fast talking, tons of characters, jokes a minute.
The opposite of Widows.
Yeah, fine, whatever. And it does that for an hour, and then at the last 30 minutes, it kicks out of that mode and goes right back to being
Widows.
kind of weird, slow period piece.
Widows.
I will not stand for any widow slander in my presence. That movie is good. It's a good movie. It's nice and fun.
They both have Colin Farrell in them. God.
Colin Farrell is a national treasure. I actually want to see him
In
more
Ireland.
stuff. He is. I didn't stutter. I'm not gonna clarify.
Conor McGregor wants to have a word, sir.
Of course, Conor McGregor wants to have words. He wants to have words with everybody. And
Liam
if you don't
Neeson.
give him enough words, he's gonna throw you or something at you.
Forget it then. Logan Roy wants to have words, sir.
Okay, cool, whatever. Waystar Royco is a failing company anyway.
Worth billions of dollars.
The news is dying.
So Kendall Roy
Okay.
is one of the bad men in The Gentleman.
Okay, I mean Kendall Roy's on the come up.
He's a posh Jewish dude.
Checks out.
By the way, did you know you could buy a marijuana farm across the country for $400 million?
That seems expensive.
I don't-
But I guess because I'm a shade tree farmer, right? I'm out here checking almanacs. I know weed's a hard thing to grow.
Right.
400 million does, like, it hits me like it must be a relative. Weed heads out there,
You're
farmers.
You're buying the whole operation.
Yeah. Okay.
But also gives me an opportunity to bring up that Janet noticed that I have books about horticulture and marijuana in my house.
Yes.
Janet is Laurel's mom. Mm-hmm. And she's like, so what do you got these for? It's like, because I wrote a few novels that haven't been published that reference growing weed and doing it in much the same manner as this movie. And she was like, the things you have to look up as a writer. Yeah, because I actually know that this checks out. That's where I was going with this.
Okay.
Is that the bit behind how Mickey became a multi-billionaire growing weed and selling weed in the United Kingdom where it was still illegal, is still illegal, checks out.
Can you give me a short rundown of what happens in this movie? What is it?
Mickey wants to get out of the business. He wants to sell his weed, his company, if you will, to the Kendall Roy, Jewish dude coming from America to buy it because he just wants to get out. He's getting tired of it. And this dude seeks to lower the price by, torpedoing the business. So when he finds out that it was him that tried to torpedo the business, Mickey goes and kills the dude and he stays in business.
Okay, so
and there's all sorts of subplots beneath that, but that's the plot.
Of course, I mean I would expect nothing less from
Guy Ritchie.
Exactly.
Because what's Snatch about? It's about a diamond, right?
Yes.
But is it?
Is it? Yeah. No, it's definitely a movie that you get to put your hooks into a particular storyline, and hopefully it's going to be rewarding to you for until the end of time. You like Dags. So this movie, you gave it a B. You've talked about it.
What do I want a caravan with no wheels?
So
be wary of any man who keeps a pig farm.
So earlier I was trying to say that you give me a movie with Guy Ritchie doing gangster films, I'm gonna show up, right? You've got me. So you said this movie's a B. B minus? Yes, B minus.
B to B minus.
Okay.
B to B minus.
So what happens? Where does it fall down? As far as like compared to
Matthew McConaughey playing an expat in England that runs stuff, that runs everything, who people genuflect it toward. He doesn't actually have to do anything like an English accent, which is the better for the movie. Yes, right. But all the people around him absolutely showed up to work. Him only kinda showed up to work. He showed up to work when it was time to like kill somebody, or to be big bad. But trying to be the posh English dude who's an American.
Yeah, so McConaughey in his part of the story is kind of what drags it down.
But his part of the story is the story.
I was about to say, so what would have made it better? Like if it wasn't like McConaughey, if it was like
this was the rare miscasting by Guy Ritchie.
Okay, cool.
That's all. Because one of the things that he's always done really well is cast the right person for the right thing. And like I said, Hugh Jackman as Fletcher works. Charlie Hunnam works.
I believe it.
One other one that Colin Farrell as the coach works. And you know what? Shouts to Michael Peters, who actually had this take on The Ringer. And it was, how often do we get to see Colin Farrell just have fun? Do we get to see that man just do stuff that is fun as opposed to trying to just be still in the background and make things work as they should?
I think he shows
because like In Bruges is as close as we get to that.
I think he shows up to have fun a lot. But I think a lot of times, a lot of directors are so like if I was going to run for president, my platform is I only have one issue, and that issue is let Colin Farrell use his natural accent
for everything.
Yeah, doesn't matter what the role is. You let him use his natural accent. You've increased the quality of whatever he's in by 1,000%. Doesn't matter what it is.
He's the only person who can say film and get away with it.
Yeah, it's real good.
So I made a film.
So there's a whole bunch of these movies where I think that Colin Farrell is like having fun because the script's not really demanding a lot of them. But then the director's like, okay, cool, American accent.
Like in The Recruit.
And you zapped all of the fun out of him.
Yes, the Recruit is an example of this. Bad movie.
There's the what's the one where he's the vampire? Doesn't matter. Also, True Detective season 2. Another thing. Widows. Another thing. Pretty much everything that he's playing in American.
He has fun in Daredevil.
Haven't seen it.
Should.
I'll get to it. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Ben Affleck's Daredevil. When you said that, I was thinking, oh man, Colin Farrell's back for season 3 of Netflix. No,
Nope. I'm talking about the one where they put the makeup bullseye on his skull.
That is the perfect example
Of him having fun.
Yes.
Yes.
I
And with
need
the accent.
that. I'm not caping for the film, but that Colin Farrell,
Right.
yeah, he's a logo for my campaign.
Inject that bar scene of him draining a pipe and throwing darts perfectly into the dartboard into my veins.
Yeah, no, yes. I'm going to mainline it. We're going to
While the soundtrack is, you see, I'm Irish, but I'm not a leprechaun. That was such joy.
ad-libbed.
Such joy.
Yeah.
So Farrell in this movie plays a character I gotta assume was supposed to be 20 years older than Farrell is.
Yeah.
Right? But he makes it work in such a great way. And I keep going back to Hugh Grant. And you said, so Hugh Grant is actually just playing the guy that we all know him to be as opposed to the person that he wanted us to think he is.
Yeah, Hugh Grant is no longer the heartthrob of the 90s, and he wants you to know that he also knows that.
Yeah, he's aging, he's hairier. And my favorite bit of this is they don't actually come out and say with it.
He said, I'm Pierce Brosnan now.
No. Okay. No. What if Austin Powers was a bad guy?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That
Okay.
Anybody who saw this movie knows exactly what I'm getting at.
Cool. No, I'm on board for that. I'm still going to watch this movie.
I've seen it twice, but not because it's so great, but because I had such fun watching it. Mm-hmm. I just did. So I wanted to bring it up.
Yes.
If for no other reason, then please watch it to see the coach and his toddlers. And I can't imagine what kind of brass I have to walk into somebody else's weed farm and steal stuff while wearing a GoPro camera and then wanting to fight all the dudes in there that are supposed to fight. And then beating them up in such a way that those guys go to their boss, be like, I was really impressed with whoever trained them knows what he's doing. Boss, I was floored by what these kids could do.
Nice.
But it's all of that, right? And they made a rap out of it. Also, White Willow super cheese. Yeah, White Widow super cheese. Weed.
Okay, I was about to say, you've said words to me.
Weed, yeah.
Don't.
Have you ever heard of bush as weed? Maybe that's an English thing because they kept calling it bush.
No, I've spent a few seasons in the series Top Boy, which is all about.
I need to watch this.
It's good. That's about the long and short of it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna set the world on fire.
No, I'll watch it. Good. I mean, I'll watch Luther, and that gave me nightmares.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than that.
Yeah,
it's I don't know. Say it's not the British Wire. I guess if you threw a little bit more Shakespeare into The Wire, but also made it British, there you go.
Is it Top more Boy. Shakespeare because it's British?
Hey, why not? Yeah, of course.
Just throwing that in there, man.
Yeah, I'm like,
nah, I'm a Peaky Blinders kind of dude. That's what I am. Although I would really like to know what the hell they were thinking with this last season.
Haven't seen it. Still gonna watch it. Mm. Yeah, no, I've been slacking. I've been watching a lot of.
You've been in school. Shut up. You've had other stuff to do.
Yeah. Thank you for caping for me. I do appreciate that.
Like I drag you over here because I'm like, yo, Ron, help me set up a thing. I just bought some stuff.
There's nothing like playing with other people's toys. Nothing like it in the world. No, like I've been watching this new show on Netflix called Aries. At first, I thought it was going to be like The Skulls with Paul Walker, and then I thought it was going to be Interview with a Vampire, and then it's turned into neither of those things. It's a gorgeous show. I can't tell if it's good yet.
Also on Netflix?
Also on Netflix.
So is The Witcher, and it's not good.
Yeah, no, there's this epidemic going around. I guess this is the TV and movie podcast that today, because if we talk about sports, bless us.
We will at some point, because I want to talk to you about a thing.
Right. Okay. We'll hit it after the break. But no, so like I'm watching Dark, which is a German time travel show. I was watching Aviton, which is like a French cyberpunk show. There's another one in there, Osmosis, which is another French cyberpunk show. I've just been like.
So a lot of Battle Angel Alita for you.
No, it's almost the. I see what you're doing there,
okay.
But it's not that.
Okay.
It's not that. It's
Blade Runner.
It's more in that mode.
Okay.
So yeah, go watch that. Turn your subtitles on large. Didn't know that you could do that, but just lifesaver. Yeah. Closed out BoJack Horseman. All good stuff. But none of like the cool stuff, haven't gotten to it. Just been one episode at a time of people yelling at me in a foreign language.
Yeesh. Yeah, I can't.
No, it's good times.
Nah, I'm good. I'm straight.
You'll love it.
Friday, I went to the Warren Spahn Award banquet.
Okay, say that one more time. We've done this. This is a bit that he's carried out from the moment that he said it. Say it slow.
Warren Spahn.
Okay. So it's like, is this like was this like a one-time event where people like slash-ficked Al Simmons and Elizabeth Warren in fan fiction? Did I get that one right? Is that what it is?
I think you missed the part where Todd McFarlane said you have to pay me for the privilege of seeing this. And then, yes, because Todd McFarlane is at the front door saying pay me my money now.
Todd McFarlane making some fan art of that? Yeah, I think I'd be into it.
And while talking noise to you as he live draws.
All right, so what is it? You said it was the Warren Spahn event dinner?
Award banquet.
Okay. What is the award show over about?
Red carpet, best TV show set in, period drama in Victorian
local
England.
Regional thing? Wait, what now? Here's the thing. I'm going to turn my incredulous sensor off, and whatever you tell me, I'm going to believe.
Okay.
So what is it?
It is an award banquet for the best left-handed pitcher in Major League Baseball each year.
Yo.
So like Clayton Kershaw is one of those.
You got one of those?
Yeah, we got one of those. And Warren Spahn is a state treasurer who played Major League Baseball and is considered the best left-handed pitcher of all time.
Okay.
He's from here.
No, that's a good award. Okay.
My
cool.
man played one season of Major League Baseball, then went into World War II, got dropped in Normandy, hunted Nazis, came back at 25 and won 363 games, had 363 hits and 35 home runs as a pitcher. Iron, this dude. Also,
is there another dude in the Major League Hall of Famer, right?
Yes.
Is there a Major League Hall of Famer that has more confirmed Nazi kills than this dude? Would you say he's probably number one on top of that list?
I don't know what Ted Williams was doing.
I figured that he would be the other.
Although
one,
I got Bill Bradley's kid's book in there about the kid. Bill Bradley Jr. Ben Bradley Jr. Ugh. Ben Bradley Jr. Because Ben Bradley was the exec. You know this, right? He's editor-in-chief of the Washington Post.
Assume I know nothing.
He brought down Nixon.
Right. No, of course I knew that.
Okay. His kid wrote a tome about Ted Williams that's sitting in my living room that I still haven't cracked yet, but I need to.
Okay.
Because baseball season is almost here, and I'm going to make you talk more about baseball. Or I'm going to talk at you about baseball. I'm not going to make you talk about baseball.
Here's the thing. Assign it to me.
Right.
And I'm going to show up and like, hey, no, I'm sorry. Dog ate it. Didn't have it. Sorry, I got sick.
So, first of all, all the Xers and boomers have left this podcast and deleted this download and decided no rates and reviews for you, sir. This is trash. Who is this dude?
I don't come to this channel to listen to you guys talk about Guy Ritchie and film grain.
Who is this joker? Doesn't even know who Warren Spahn is, and stop calling it the Major League Hall of Fame. It's not what it's called.
It's not the
you had to give yellow jackets and everything.
The World Series Hall of Fame. It's not that.
Where's Mickey Mantle from?
Oh, he's just from like down the street.
Okay, and Johnny Bench.
A little bit further.
I'm gonna throw somebody at you from like Indiana. You're gonna be like, yeah, they're from Oklahoma. Mike Trout.
Oh yeah, no, from the Panhandle.
Golly.
Down there by the river, right?
They got rivers in the Panhandle.
You know that you
never actually been to the Panhandle.
You know they got like one.
Get his phone out.
Pull out the Google Maps.
My God.
There's definitely got to be a river someplace.
So many
there.
Oklahomans be like, I lived in Oklahoma for 40 years. Ain't been to the Panhandle.
I live in a different Oklahoma. Okay, I don't
Green country.
float the river. I don't sail the lake.
Sail the
I'm in
lake.
no booze cruises. I'm sorry. I'm over here dealing with traffic on Highway 51 and bars that close entirely too early. That's me. Sorry.
What is this, Arkansas?
Oh.
So, Warren Spahn, the award given to Patrick Corbin, who not only was the best left-handed pitcher in Major League Baseball last year, he was the game-winning pitcher in Game 7 of the World Series the Nationals won. Bob Carpenter, who's from Tulsa, and who had the 9 to 11 a.m. slot at Sports Animal years before I did, also calls national games for like the past 14, 15 years, like since 2006. But he's also been basically calling baseball games since like the 80s. Mm-hmm. Bob Carpenter's scorebook, I own a couple, and it's an announcer's scorebook for baseball. So I go to this banquet courtesy of my buddy David, whose company, Chicago Title, sponsors the award. And it's awesome because it's not just that you're giving this award to this dude and you're celebrating Patrick Corbin, whose wife was born on Tinker because her dad was stationed there at the time of her birth. But it's awesome because of the All-State kids and the Ferguson Jenkins Award and the Michelle Smith Award. Okay. The Michelle Smith Award is given to 4 or 5 of the best softball players in the state, and 1 is given to the best softball coach in the state. And then the Ferguson Jenkins Award, 4 or 5 best baseball players in the state, best coach. So, like, one of those dudes is like a top 10 draft pick according to Baseball America. Which probably means he's gonna get drafted in the first round. And he's a pitcher out of Mustang. But Ferguson Jenkins, you know who Fergie is? Mm-mm. Okay. The boomers are punching their stereo. Ferguson Jenkins
Is he the one that owns all those dealerships?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right next to Barry Sanders.
Ferguson Ford. And,
yeah.
No.
Yeah, him and Fowler and, you know, like Dante Fowler.
Yes.
That's actually Ricky Fowler.
Go
Toyota.
to Dante Fowler Hyundai.
Ferguson Jenkins Volvo. Kia of Oklahoma. Ferguson Jenkins is a Hall of Famer. 1991, which is like 4 years after I was born, which means that he quit playing Major League Baseball like 3 years before that. So I want to say I was born either right before or right as he's retiring from baseball, I think. And there's only 3 guys that go in with him. One of them is Rod Carew. I can't remember the other one off the top of my head. Okay. Jenkins is a right-handed pitcher and really good. And I'm bringing him up not just because the Hall of Famer, but I get into this VIP area where I get to meet Patrick Corbin and Ferguson Jenkins. Corbin's cool.
So this is like a real well-to-do award ceremony. This isn't like the end of the high school season banquet, right? This is you wore a bow tie.
They're like
black tie affair.
Yeah.
So you out there just like truly rubbing elbows.
Yeah, and feeling very out of place. Very out of place. There's a lot of loot in that room. A lot of loot. And I want to say that was like $1,000 a table. And I'm somebody's guest.
Right.
But Jenkins, also, for those of you that don't know this, black man, black ball player, which means a quite great deal to me, right? So they had, like, my buddy David says, you want to meet Fergie?
Always making things about race.
Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs are not named after a tribe. Dummies.
Since when? There's not a Midwest chief tribe.
I am going to have you walking out of here talking about how this is all a lie and Spahn is actually who this award banquet is for.
Okay. Is it not? You told me Todd McFarlane. So Todd McFarlane was there, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Right. So he's standing next to me as I'm talking to Ferguson Jenkins, heckling me for my live drawing and how it's easy to draw Spider-Man. You idiots. How do you not know how to draw Spider-Man? Why am I even doing this video?
It's like there's a mixer and like, oh yeah, no, feel free there. We got ourselves a caricature artist. He'll draw you up. It'll be just fine. And it's Todd McFarlane charging $600, $1,000, $1,000 a picture
for a black and white drawing of Black Panther's skull.
That'd be dope. I'd do it.
So Todd McFarlane is live drawing me trying to ask.
Oh, we're still in this.
Ferguson Jenkins to sign my baseball.
Right.
right?
Oh, that's what the baseball is. I saw it there.
Yeah, it's right. It's not out there. It's over there. That's
Okay.
another baseball.
All right.
Because I just decided I needed 2 Major League Baseball authentic baseballs. Anyway, Jenkins asked me if I wanted a signature, and I said yes, sir, and I dropped the ball. Like I was that nervous. Dropped the ball. He says, well, I see you didn't play shortstop. And I was like, no, catcher. It would have gone right past the backstop out. Like, wouldn't have got my glove up there. Sorry, you threw hard. My man had, at one point, 42 starts and had 30 complete games, which is a monster number. My man once went 25-12 in a season, and he's like, yeah, Willie McCovey was good. Yeah, he was good. And I'm like, yeah, he was. He was really good. It's like, yeah, I didn't worry about the guys that are really good. They're going to get their hits. Talking about, yep, thanks to so-and-so who taught me how to throw a slider.
And you know that he remembers almost all of those at-bats, especially if they were anybody of note. Yeah. So, like, yeah, I could have got him.
Great storyteller. And it's like, yeah, pitchers today, they don't really have to work like that. He didn't say that, but he was getting at it because we're talking about you're not going to get that many starts as a pitcher. And they're probably going to pull you after you get your quality start, which is 5 innings. And back in his day, what do you mean 5? 8, 9, period.
Remind me of what.
What's a closer?
Remind me of
I'm the closer. I'm the
me of
relief pitcher too.
what the day was.
Ooh, Jenkins, I want to say 70s, 80s.
Okay.
Right. I want to say I probably screwed that up. It's on tape. It's fine.
First, here's the thing. I'm not a stats guy. I'm going to be doing zero research on this.
Yeah,
you are the stats guy.
I wish I had
and
LeBron.
I expect you to do zero research.
I really wish I had the recall of LeBron James many times. That is the most underrated aspect of his entire game is his photographic memory.
Yeah, no, it's really wild listening to him talk about after the. And I'm starting to think that a lot of really good to great athletes just have that, and a lot of times that like we'll remember a sports time, but somebody like
Patrick Mahomes has it.
Somebody like Patrick Mahomes or LeBron James will walk you through the play as it's happening, as if he is a replay machine or a walking time machine, just ready to transport you back to, yep, this was over here, this was over here. We're just coming out of a timeout. My shoe was loose.
Brian Curtis, who writes about sports media for The Ringer, is very good at it. I love his profiles of sports commentators, sports people.
Yeah.
Right? He said, look, there are days in which LeBron James has had enough of talking to you, and there are days in which he's like, no, I'm just going to write your column for you right quick. Just give you this long play-by-play, how I felt during it, I saw.
You got the recorder going, right?
Right.
Because I'm going to be talking.
Right. It's all gold. It's all gold. And you'll look down, and you'll transcribe it, or it'll be transcribed, and it's exactly like 850 words, or it's just 800 words is perfect column length, perfect feature length. 800 words is a sweet spot for a lot of things, right? It's not so long that a reader gets turned off. It's not so short that the writer feels like he didn't have enough space.
Yes.
But, for me,
I know whenever I click on a link,
you scroll it.
I don't scroll it, but it's one of those like I wiggle my thumb to see what how far the scroll bar is,
right,
like,
or how small it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Right. So like when Jordan Ritter Khan drops something, you're like, I don't have all day. Dog, I really wanted to give this my time, but yo, man, I'm not trying to read your term paper.
Does this have chapters?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Ooh, and when they do, it's like, yo, Rafe Bartholomew, I really want to read about the Philippines. I don't want to read 15 pages.
To be fair, I do like when they have the chapters because at the very least, I was on 3. So that means I can be reading it all week.
I got to bring up some beef that I didn't know I had beef with somebody about this.
Oh, you got beef?
Yeah. Like, usually I know. So, like, the number of people that block me, that I care block me.
All right.
Is down to just one person. One person. Why has Brian Phillips got me blocked on Twitter?
I am unfamiliar. Remind me who Brian Phillips is.
Well, Brian Phillips is an excellent essayist for The Ringer. Guy started at Grantland, writing about soccer on Tumblr. Brian Phillips also grew up in Oklahoma and is a huge Oklahoma State fan. And I think He might have blocked me because I threw some shade at Oklahoma State in a way that he did not appreciate.
Well, you were a young man back in those days.
Like 2017.
A young man of 30.
But my man got me blocked on the Twitters, I think because I was talking noise about his squad. And I'm going, Brian Phillips is really paying attention to what I got to say.
Well, no,
about
like,
this.
no, it's like, so it's
Just
like,
can't keep scrolling.
like you told me earlier, it's like, hey, I do the things on my channel. I block who I block. I mute who I mute because it's good for my mental health. And you know what? You caught Brian Phillips as he was walking out the therapist, and his therapist has told me, you don't need that evil in your life. Block him. Long story short.
I like it.
So I'm glad that he's out there doing what's healthy for him. I'm sorry that you are a less than stellar citizen of the internet. That's your only pockmark, I guess.
You know how many Oklahoma State fans can't stand to hear me talk about anything ever, even when I'm talking well about their team?
I guess
You're the only Oklahoma State fan that actually lets you hear what I have to say.
Yeah, I almost wore my Barry Sanders shirt up here, but I clash with the other stuff that you got in here. So
all the red.
Yeah, you got a lot of crimson and maroon in here.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, I'll come up here and ruin your channel
please,
for another hour or so.
So, Spahn Award. Just put this to bed.
Yes.
On the table over there on the desk, the editing bay area or whatever.
Yeah.
Michelle Smith, Ferguson Jenkins, Patrick Corbin, Bob Carpenter, all signed my baseball. Which is my second foray into the memorabilia market in the past 4 days, as I have secured a signed Josh Jacobs Las Vegas Raiders jersey.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't expect to be a part of the memorabilia market because I don't really I don't move and shake over there.
I like cool things. I don't necessarily need to have the cool things hanging on my. I mean, you have cool things on your wall, but I don't need to have jerseys, and game balls. I don't need merchandise like that.
My parents have one, right? We have one, and this I think is going to be my one. I don't know where I'm going to have this jersey framed and put up, but it's probably going to be in here somewhere. But it's interesting because their one is Steve McNair's Oilers jersey that he signed.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right?
That's a good one.
Right?
Okay.
And the way that we got it signed is also cool in that when my man got drafted or was getting drafted, they threw him a parade in his hometown of Mississippi. And you got to remember, he went to Alcorn State. Okay? Mm-hmm. And
some would say the greatest quarterback to play college.
Some would.
I read an article not too long ago. It's like, you guys, the tone of the article was like, guys, look at the stats. He might be the greatest to ever do it. I'm like, okay, well, look at this. Like, wow, he might actually be the greatest to ever do it.
Right.
Okay.
Right. The only knock against him is competition. That's it. And that's one that's really difficult to overcome because you played who you played. Like, the reason that Joe Burrow is in the Cam Newton zone is because he played who he played.
Yeah.
You know, that was a real schedule. Like, schedule's tough.
Yes.
Right. Anyway.
Not take it away from
I don't know what they did with that jersey. I do know that it was framed and it used to be on the wall. I like to think it's still framed on a wall somewhere, but I'm not just trying to, kick around my parents' place. Unless my parents start acting like for real off, then I'll probably raid the place because I don't want them selling all this stuff just yet. It's their stuff.
No.
But just yet.
I have over at my folks' house a set of football cards signed by the Barry Switzer Super Bowl winning Cowboys. So what's that, 96, 95? I don't remember. So
95, 96, yeah.
Aikman, Irvin, Johnson, Emmett. Yeah.
Look at you with the Moose Johnson reference. Director of Player Personnel for the XFL Dallas Renegades. Shout out.
You can tell I was a child of a very certain time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
where's your Jay Novacek jersey?
Yeah, so if I see things start to look like real my folks start to
grim
pawn some stuff, right? Where'd the X go? I'll swoop back over there and pick up all my trading cards. That is the only like real sport, like level sports memorabilia I have.
My dad sold all of his and I was pissed. Like, my dad used to be so big into baseball cards, and I was too, that we would go to trade shows all the time. And he would sell them and he would trade them and so forth, so on. And one day I came home and it's like, yo, where are your cards? Yeah, I sold them a few years ago. You did what? Pops, you what? So like around here, I have a bunch of Nolan Ryan and Griffey's.
Yeah.
Because I just, those are mine.
Of course.
But my dad, oh my God. My dad had stuff that, I mean, we're talking about Bob Gibson in like 68. Sandy Koufax. Of course, Bonds in the Pirates jersey, Ricky Henderson, Mantle, Mays, and of course contemporary stuff like Albert Bell, Roberto Alomar,
Yep.
Gary Sheffield, like Jeter rookies. Like my dad had this real robust collection that would take up half the room, and he sold it. And I said, yo, man, all you had to do was call me.
No, that's my investment. That was my inheritance. Gave it away.
I was mad.
If you could have one thing, like, so, just made me think. If you had one little bit of sports memorabilia, one thing, a baseball, football jersey, a record from Disco is Dead Night or Dollar Beer Night in Chicago, or what is it, Quarter Beer Night, whatever it was. What would you take? What do you want?
From anybody from any era?
Yep, just one thing.
One thing. It's a very good question.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have got some prep for this.
No, I mean I was just thinking we were talking about preps. So like, I would love this jersey. Like I'd love to have the an actual long sleeve Jim Brown jersey owned by Jim Brown.
I was about to say that's a good one. That's
Yeah.
a good one. I was gonna say, are we framing these or are we wearing these? Are
No.
these replicas.
I would say the StockX motto. You got one to rock, one to stock, right? But it's one item essentially.
Give me shoeless Joe Jackson's jersey.
Okay, I would take. That's a good one. I like that. I would love Michael Johnson's gold.
And then give me Ty Cobb's. Never mind. Damn it.
Oh,
Can't make that one.
Ty Cobb's book of racist slurs. His street fight guide.
Okay, all right. So, like for real, undergrad, I studied underneath a really cool dude's name is Bob Jackson, right? And he has 2 doctorate degrees. I think I've told you about this guy before.
Yeah, you probably pass it.
So,
But remind me.
he's also a baseball dude.
Uh-huh.
Like tremendous. And we would talk baseball before we would talk then Southern literature and film.
Okay.
So, Birth of a Nation, right, is about the Klan.
What?
Right. It ain't about Nat Cole's rebellion, y'all. But I've always been fascinated with those sorts of pieces of memorabilia, if for no other reason than just to lock them away so that nobody else can touch them or get near them. Kind of like O.J. Simpson's Heisman.
That'd be a good one.
So, like, Ty Cobb's whatever probably has some sort of racist undertone to it.
Yeah.
People are like, yo, you don't want Jackie Robinson's jersey? Nah. First of all, I got that. Second of all, you mean his Kansas City Monarchs jersey? Yeah. Give me that one. Ooh, I got Bingo's jersey coming.
I want Jack Johnson's wrench. The one he got the patent for.
Oh my God. Nope, that's a good one. I got one.
What you got?
Who was the first Native American to play for the Cleveland Indians back when they were the Cleveland Spiders? It's a trick question, but I want his jersey. Moses Fleetwood's jersey. I'll take that one.
Okay.
I will take a set of oven mitts from the woman who has the mud ball. Story of the mud ball. Back in the 19th century, my man foul tipped this ball 22 inches into the ground, but people thought he'd hit the ball like out of this hemisphere. So he went around the bases and got the home run and then shoved his hand into the ground, pulled out the ball, sent it, put it in the post mail by post stamping the ball. No box, no nothing. Just post stamp the ball, send it to his mom.
That's a story that I absolutely have to read up on.
It's a book on it.
That is,
Yeah.
that's a wild bit of trivia right there.
Shout out to Leo Graves at Graves Satellite, who told me that story because he was up watching Antique Roadshow with his wife, and he's like, "Got to tell you the story."
Okay.
Leo's cool. I like Leo.
All right, cool. Are we done? Trying to get out of here? Super Bowl stuff. Okay, quick. Just to date this. All right, who's going to the Super Bowl?
49ers.
Okay, cool. We're in agreement. The end.
Shout to Blake Bell, George Kittle, Darwin Thompson, James Winchester, not Tyreek Hill, and Emmanuel Ogbah.
Cool.
All those dudes have Oklahoma ties to play in the Super Bowl.
All right, cool. Shout out Nick Bosa. Make the Niners great again. Let's get out of here.
Rate, review, subscribe to the RJ Young podcast. It's regular. It's fun. It's got good sound. You probably already turned this off, but that's okay.
And we do it every single day. We have fun. I don't know the rest of it. I don't watch your channel. What's this about? You got all these cameras set up. What are we doing?